talking entrepreneurship today, as I usually do when I get on one of these videos. And today, the company that we're talking about is called AKA InPSYte. It's founded by my daughter, Beth. How are you doing, Beth?
I'm doing good, as
good.
always.
Well, why don't you tell us about AKA InPSYte? You just got done telling me that it is a recognized nonprofit in the state of New Jersey. That is a big deal right there. But
So AKA InPSYte is a recognized nonprofit in the state of New Jersey. It's still in its beginning stages, so it's very much a on the ground floor, so to speak. My inspiration for it was receiving a diagnosis of bipolar disorder a little over a year ago, and I decided I wanted to channel that into something positive and create resources and tools for other people struggling with mental health issues, and also, bringing more awareness to a very much needed topic.
I can't think of a better purpose for a small company. How does being a nonprofit help you?
Really, I'm not looking to, obviously not looking to profit off of the needs of others.
Right.
So truly speaking, a nonprofit allows me to be more selfless and focused and not have to worry about, people wanting to take stock in a company.
Right. Okay, I gotcha. All right. So, does AKA InPSYte have a, I don't know, if you will, a mission statement, anything like that?
Yes, so truly the mission is to bring awareness and knowledge to mental health issues, so that anyone struggling with depression, anxiety, anything related to that doesn't have to feel alone. They can feel that someone out there understands them.
It's a wonderful thing. And friends, let me tell you, what we've had going with AKA InPSYte so far, obviously they have a Facebook page, there is a presence on Twitter. That's pretty much been it up to this point, but now things are about to really ramp up. Tell me about the project.
Okay, so when I was in one of my intensive outpatient therapy programs, the idea of a grounding kit was introduced to me. So a grounding kit is a toolbox, if you will, of things that can help reduce anxiety and depression by keeping you centered in the present moment and help you practice something that's called mindfulness. So instead of getting stuck in the past or focused on what could possibly happen in the future, you are in the here and now, and you do so by using tools that rely on the five senses to keep you in a current moment.
So the important thing for people who are going through issues such as you went through is to place yourself in the here and now, your concentration in the here and now.
Exactly. One of the most important things that I've learned, other than not to dwell on the past, which you obviously can't change, is that our tendency to focus on the future is to play out sort of the worst case scenario in our heads. And it was always told to me that the worst case scenario is the least likely course of events. So why concentrate on that? Why not just keep yourself centered in right now, which is the only thing that you can control?
That's fair enough. Now, that leads us to the product that you've been working on. And I have to tell you, when you first showed me what was going on with the product, Dr. Ron, we're back with you here. We're talking to Beth Graham about AKA InPSYte, and we were just getting into AKA InPSYte's first product. I can't wait to hear about it. Do go on.
Okay, so I've started to put together my very first prototype of a grounding kit. So for this particular purpose, I'm making a grounding kit that can be used by high school students, and they should be able to take it with them to their classes, and it should be something that easily fits into a backpack or a purse. So we start with a simple pencil case, plain canvas, and then going into that bag, I wanted to do something as simple as an index card flip book that will include 3 sections. The first one will be a coloring section, because coloring definitely helps me calm my nerves. I don't know about anyone else. The second one is going over your goal for the day, your mood, and how you would rate your mood on a scale of 1 to 10, which is definitely a tool used at the beginning of every therapy session I ever went to. And then the third one is a technique that I think is like reframing distorted thoughts, which means that if you've ever had a thought that's maybe not the most healthy, write it down, and then we'll write down a healthier way of thinking that thought.
Well, that reminds me of something that I think is pretty important about this aspect of the kit. You're going to give an explanation of it, an instruction, if you will, so that people will know how to use this in order to get the most possible mileage out of it.
Absolutely. So no one's going to be going into this blind. There will be an instruction that will go through that. And when you get to the last section, it'll be broken down as a sort of example. So the example I can come up with off the top of my head is, if you've ever had the thought, no one likes me, or I can't do anything right. Now that's an example of all or nothing thinking, like instead of, so a healthier way of thinking about that would be like, well, maybe this person doesn't like me, but these other people do. Or maybe I'm not good at this one thing, but that doesn't matter because I'm good at these 20 other things. Instead of thinking like, I fail at everything, maybe this one thing didn't work out for me, but something else will.
Something else will, probably today. All right, do go on. I'd like to hear about the rest of the kit.
Okay, so the other items are, I've been reaching out to some local musicians to see if they can come up with, a song that might be calming, and that song will be put on a nice little color flash drive, which is great because high school students, they'd have access to the song that would come with the grounding kit, but maybe they could use it for something else as well.
I've been reaching out to musicians too. I have confidence that we're going to have a variety of things to share with people in this kit.
Which is great because, maybe pop music doesn't calm you down, but maybe jazz does.
Precisely.
So it's good to have a nice mix so that we can truly meet the needs of anyone involved. It'll also come for the little booklet. It'll come with a little kit of colored pencils for the coloring section. And
Prototype grounding kit. It's just about ready, isn't it?
it very much is. I think it should be ready for Thanksgiving.
But that's when we need it. But do go on.
So after the music aspect of it is the next sense, which is smell. So I have these little tiny essential oils, and each one with a different scent. This one in particular is eucalyptus, maybe not my cup of tea, but we also have tea tree and peppermint, lemon, and so even a simple smell could bring you back to a good memory.
So is it your intent to put more than one scent into each grounding kit?
Right now I'm looking at just fitting one in, but
Okay.
if I can, I will maybe add a second.
That's very interesting. And this is important because one of the things that's coming out is you are explaining to users that mindfulness is a product of all five senses, and therefore you're giving them something to trigger all five senses.
Absolutely, and that's truly what it is. It's supposed to have something that's designated to each one. So sight, smell, scent, taste. Taste can be as simple as a piece of hard candy.
Yeah, we'll have something to say about that in a moment too, I'm sure. How many senses have we gotten through so far? It looks like sight and smell at the very least, and sound.
Yes, so sight, smell, and sound so far.
Mm-hmm.
So then the next one is going to be touch. Oh, and I'm sorry, we also got through listening, hearing.
That's right, we did, sound, yeah.
Sound, yes. So the next one is touch, and this one is our worry doll, which is the big project I've been working on. So this one is designed to look like Princess Leia. And worry dolls really are special to me because I once made one in an art program, I think when I was 3 or 4 years old. And I would have it under my pillow every night. And the great thing about it is that when you're nervous or anxious, you can unwind the yarn on it and then rewind it. So it gives you something for your hands to do as well.
Friends, if you're not familiar with the concept of the worry doll, I Googled this thing after Beth first started making them. These are like a Central American product, if you will, And mothers in places like Guatemala have been using them for their children if they have nightmares. Give them a worry doll, let the worry doll be under the child's pillow, the nightmare goes away, the kid sleeps better. Seems so simple, doesn't it?
Oh, it does.
And the way it works for us as adults is not a whole lot different, is it?
It's not a whole lot different. So it is supposed to still take those negative thoughts and nightmares, if you will, away from you just by helping you, give you distraction. Something for your hand to do, something to concentrate on.
Now, we were going to say something about what is going to actually happen with the worry dolls in the kits that you make, but there's a special product there, and we'll get back to that.
Yes. So, and then the final sense, I believe, which is because we have done sight, sound, smell, touch. Okay. So the final sense being that of taste. For right now, we have plans to include some hard candies in there because, honestly, with allergies and gluten intolerance, we can't necessarily put, cookies or anything in there.
All right, now show us the design on that package, Dr. Ron, and we're still with Beth Graham talking about AKA InPSYte. She's been telling us all about the grounding kit that's going to be AKA InPSYte's first product, and we'll get to her other special product in just a moment. Do go on and tell us about what you got in mind for the appearance of the finished product.
Okay, so for the appearance of the finished product, I did want to do something that is, a little bit more comprehensive, so not something that's limited to one gender over another, as well as something that I think encapsulates the vision of AKA InPSYte. So what I came up with for right now is the chemical structure of the neurotransmitter serotonin. So for those of you who might not know much about serotonin, it is also my tattoo. And serotonin is the neurotransmitter that has a lot to do with mood disorders, anxiety and depression specifically, are due to low levels of serotonin. So on the back, I included some healthy, natural ways of increasing serotonin and therefore boosting your mood without necessarily taking medication. That's not to say you can't. It's just, this is a way without a prescription medication to do so, which is that sunshine, exercise, certain dietary inputs like poultry, salmon, eggs help boost your serotonin level as well as staying hydrated.
Beth Graham talking about AKA InPSYte and its prototype grounding kit, which I have to tell you is a thing of beauty. I think it has a lot of possibilities. And friends, one of those possibilities is that we've already had one school psychologist volunteer to do field testing with the prototype for us and give us, professional feedback about how well the product works with children in a school setting. So we're very much looking forward to getting that project off. Any school personnel who want to know more can contact AKA InPSYte on Facebook or Twitter. Am I right?
Absolutely. We're very much looking forward to the field testing, and I'm looking forward to any feedback I can get, any tweaks, modifications we can make just to make it better for the user.
All right. Now the other project that AKA InPSYte is working on is to spread the worry dolls around, because we anticipate the likelihood that they will be the most popular part of the grounding kits. It is possible, not guaranteed, but it's because you can make a worry doll that has a number of different appearances. We're not going to use Princess Leia, that's a copyrighted character, but we have had 2 professional wrestlers volunteer to be models for worry dolls, and if you're a wrestling fan out there, you're going to want to watch this, because we got Sean Phoenix and Jocelyn Navarro to volunteer to have worry dolls made in their image, and within a matter of weeks, I suspect, you will begin to see worry dolls in their likeness show up at their merch tables when they're doing wrestling shows. And we got very good responses from those 2, and I imagine we'll probably have a few more wrestlers somewhere along the way. What would you think about that?
Absolutely, and the beautiful thing about worry dolls is that they can really be customized to fit almost any need and to match any person, just because they're essentially a blank slate.
That's right. I mean, Sean Phoenix, he's like a flamethrower, so you'll make a worry doll that has a lot of red and orange in it, and maybe put some cinnamon candy in a grounding kit that is centered around his image.
Mm-hmm.
Jocelyn Navarro, she calls herself the Chocolate Goddess. Put some chocolate in her grounding kit, and since she wears purple, you make a worry doll that has some purple in it.
Right, and simply like that, you can make a worry doll that fits a particular character.
That's right. All in all, it appears that AKA InPSYte has some ideas and is ready to hit the ground running. You have anything else you want to say to our audience?
No, I hope you stay tuned. Well, I think we have some big things coming.
Well, so we'll be hearing from you again then.
Absolutely.
All right, there you go, friends. This is Dr. Ron, off the ground. Thanks for joining us.